Hey everybody, how are you doing?
All right. Good.
Okay, so many people joke about their race, their religion. You joke about who you are and... Okay, so I went into a psychiatry appointment. I said to my doctor, "Doctor, I have something wrong with me. I don't know who to tell or what to do." He said, "I've been a shrink for over 40 years. I've heard it all, seen everything in the book. Not this. I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's a little bit of mania, depression, OCD, germophobia, bipolar. Oh, and by the way, I'm schizoaffective." He said, "Oh my God, you're a monstrous creature. I've never seen anything like this before." I shocked the hardened shrink. Then over time, he began to salivate at the mouth. He wanted to help me, cure me of the Andrew diagnosis. But what he fails to realize, there's no helping me. There's no curing me. My condition is permanent. There's something I want to add in here. So I was thinking about, like, have you ever seen the movie The Incredible Hulk? Basically in the movie...
Use the microphone. Always use the microphone.
Basically in the movie The Incredible Hulk, the U.S. government wants to experiment on him. I think it would be funny if the U.S. government wanted to experiment on me because I had the Andrew diagnosis. So I become like a fugitive. Not that I did anything illegal, but I have to flee to South America, hide from the generals, and I don't know. I might cut that from my act. So it's really embarrassing when I have to go to a doctor for the first time other than my shrink. The cute 20-something-year-old nurse comes into the room. She asks me, "What medications are you on?" I have to say, Latuda, lithium, Lamictal, and that's just the L's. By the time I get to the R's, I feel like she's swiped left like it's Tinder. She's like, "I don't want to match with this guy. She's critical of me. She thinks of me as a mentally ill freak." So then she starts asking questions. "Are you bipolar?" "Yes." Are you bipolar? Are you depressed? "Yes." "Have you ever been hospitalized?" "Yes." "For what reasons have you been hospitalized?" "For psychiatric reasons." I should tell her the two things that aren't wrong with me, the two medications that I'm not on. Then she leaves the room and she goes out into the hall. I hear her mumbling with another nurse. Well, it's either her or a voice in my head, but I think she was talking to another nurse. She says, "What's wrong with this guy? Is he Frankenstein?" What she fails to realize, I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's unlike anything she's ever seen before. It's my condition. Okay. So, I'm a 33-year-old disabled adult child. I'm sitting back watching my life pass me by. My dad tells me, "Andrew, you need to pull the trigger as if it's a starting gun. Begin the race. Start your life." And I thought that was good advice, so I said to my psychiatrist, "I need to pull the trigger." He said that apparently that's really bad advice. He told me recovery isn't instantaneous, like the pulling of a trigger. It's more like moving sand. Erosion can occur, as in a setback. Moving sand? That sounds Zen and Buddhist-like. You could have at least said constructing a house. Knowing me, I would construct my house on sand, and we all know how that would end. My house would crumble because sand isn't a good foundation. So I am moving the trigger, I am pulling the trigger, moving the sand, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going out into the real world, I'm trying stand-up comedy. That's your cue to applause. Okay, we're not done. So when I was in high school, I loved professional wrestling. I know oily men in their underpants trying to make each other submit with the moves like the mandible claw and cross-faced chicken wing. It's a little weird, but I loved it. My favorite wrestler was Mordecai. He was a religious zealot who did crazy things in the name of religion. Also, when I was in high school, I worked as a bagger at a supermarket. I worked for tips, and when somebody wouldn't tip me, I would crush their bread and crack their eggs. All that destruction was stressful, so by the time break rolled around, and bagging groceries is very fatiguing, so by the time break rolled around, I would go into the bathroom, start to relax, let it all hang out. One time, thinking I was alone, I impersonated Mordecai. I screamed, "Sinners, forgive them, Father, but I will not." Some guy calls out, "Are you okay out there, buddy? Is everything all right?" I was embarrassed and ashamed, so I left the bathroom. To my surprise, he pursues me. He says to me, "I was really inspired by your religious message. I would like to join your religious cult." I said to him, "I'm not a religious nutjob. I'm a wrestling nutjob." I was quoting Mordecai. But I gladly took him up on his generous donation. Like a donation basket, he puts donations in. So my mom has a heart condition. She can't have any caffeine because it will make her beat us faster. I'm just joking. My mom doesn't beat us, but caffeine will literally kill her. So one time she was drinking this water bottle, assuming it was decaffeinated. She was taking sips. And she looks at the packaging and she says, "What? Oh no, it says OMG caffeine." She thought it said, "Oh my God, caffeine," as in an enormous amount of caffeine. We were skeptical and concerned, so we looked at it, and thank God it didn't say OMG caffeine. It said 0 mg caffeine, 0 milligrams of caffeine. What type of twisted beverage company would write on their packaging, OMG caffeine? Me personally, that's what I want in my coffee. I want a ton of caffeine. And that's what I get from the coffee shop every morning, the nitro cold brew. And that is OMG caffeine. Remember that nurse I was telling you about? She came into my supermarket. I was her bagger. She bought eggs. I win. The caffeine is OMG, but my mental health is WTF. And oh my God, you've been a great audience!